Love to all and God bless you. This is another one in the dream interpretation series, and in this one, we're going over when you see wolves or dogs in your dreams. Now, we're going to get into some scripture first, and then I'm going to give you examples of when I've seen wolves and dogs in my dreams. Now, guys, this can be a form of false prophets and evil spirits looking to stalk you and try to attack you and keep you from doing God's will. This is not a good sign when you see these things, okay? So, first, we're going to go a little bit of scripture. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 15, it says, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." All right. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 16, it says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." When you're getting into this walk, you're trying to walk with Christ, you gotta realize that there are gonna be ravenous wolves around you, trying to attack you, trying to stop you from speaking truth, and they are gonna do everything they can to try and stop you. So you must be wise as a serpent, but harmless as doves. Okay, as I told you guys, as I always tell you guys, always move in love, move in forgiveness, seek peace. All right. In Acts chapter 20, verse 29, it says, "For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock." You're going to be suffering persecution, guys. Okay? In Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 27, it says, "Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain." All right. So to get straight into this, I'm going to give you an example of mine. This was around a time, maybe like a few months after I was starting my walk, and an angel kind of led me into the spirit where I had a dream. I'll give you just a brief summary of what happened at the beginning of this dream, and then what happened when I saw the dogs and the wolves. Okay, so in the beginning, I was like taken into like an auditorium, and I was being shown things that were basically happening around the world and happening in society. I was seeing people doing strange things for attention. Okay, it was like an auditorium, and it was like people on stage. They were doing strange things. I saw people in the crowds doing strange things, even sexual acts for attention. Okay, this is the same thing you would see like people doing on TikTok for attention, for money, power, fame, and wealth. Okay, and things that you would see on different social media sites. Okay, and then when we left there, I encountered a guy. I saw him. He was he stole some chips. Okay, from the food stand, and then he was trying to sell it back to me, but he sold it to me. He was like saying it was like $4, but I looked at the chip bag and I was like, okay, that's not worth that much, man. It's like worth like $2 or $3. And so he was like, all right, well, I'll just give it to you for $2. And so he will give it to me for this cheap, like half the price, because he had stolen it. So it would have been no loss to him in the first place. Okay. And so I was seeing these are the type of things that are going around the world where people will steal things from other people, and they will offer you a high price at first, and then if you bargain for a little bit lower, they're like, yeah, all right, maybe I can do that, because they stole it in the first place. So you have to be aware that if people are offering to sell you things, and maybe you go a lower price, and you know it's maybe even a lower price than what that thing is worth, you may want to be cautious about what it is that they're trying to sell you, because it may be stolen property. And I also saw people that were in the creative field. They were doing things on social media. I saw people that were grieving the lives of people that had passed away. And then once I left this area, all of a sudden it switched to nighttime. And I was in an area where I have nowhere else to go. Like I couldn't turn and go back. I could only go forward. And as I looked forward, it was this. I was like a dark. It was like nighttime, and it was a street. And on each side of the street there was like houses, and on each side there was a dog chained to this side at this house, and there was a dog chained to that side of this house, and both of them they were like in the road. So if I walk past them, they could attack me. Okay, so it was like they were blocking my path, but I couldn't go back the other way. The only way I could go was forward. Okay, and this is a representation of spirits, evil spirits, like dogs, evil spirits trying to block you from going forward. Like I said before, I was being shown things in the first part of the dream by angel, the things that were going on in society, things that were going on in the world. God was showing me these things, and now I'm entering into a part where the evil spirits, Satan is going to try and stop me from making a change to these things, okay? So I decided to just go forward. And as I'm walking past these dogs, I look to the right, and on one of the houses, I see a wolf like cling to the side of the house, almost like he was like a fly on the wall. And this wolf saw me. It was a dark wolf, and he looked at me, and he walked off the wall, and he started walking after me. He started following me. Okay, so this is a like a false prophet. This is like a evil spirit, a fallen angel monitoring me. Okay, they're stalking me. I go into this house. It was my grandma's house. I see one of my family members there, and they were like in the first room. But I walk past. I go straight to a back room. Okay, and I close the door. And then the wolf came and he hit the door. He's not like trying to knock the door down. All of a sudden, the door just disappeared, and all that was above me was like a white cloth that was like up like a third of the way above the door. Okay, and this wolf, he was sitting there looking at me, and he was like making a face at me like almost growling, and he was trying to attack me, but something was stopping him. And there was like I said, the door had disappeared. All it was a white cloth, like a third of a way there. So it's not like there was anything visibly that was stopping him from attacking me, but something was stopping him from getting to me. Okay, and I'm just standing there right there in the doorway, and he was like opening his mouth in a weird sort of way. Like it was like he was trying to open his mouth all the way, but he couldn't open it all the way. Like he couldn't open it enough to be able to bite me. And he began to make this noise. And if you ever heard a wolf cry, it almost sounds like a cow. I didn't notice at the time. I just heard a wolf in that dream making the sound of a cow. And I was like, what? Why is he making this strange sound? But he was like looking almost as he was almost worried about something. Okay, and he kept on trying to attack me, and he's making this sound like he's crying, like a wolf would cry. And all of a sudden he rammed me with his head, almost like a goat would do. And he knocked me back, and I woke up from the dream. Now, what was this a sign of? This was a sign of Satan. This was a sign that like everything I was being shown in the dream, and the dogs there trying to stop me from progressing forward, and then the wolf stalking me afterward and following me, and then trying to attack me, but something was stopping him. This was a sign of the things that were to come, the things that I would end up seeing happen in the world, and me being purposed by God to teach, minister, and to be a prophet to the nations, to make a difference in it. Okay, and these evil spirits, these dogs, was there to try to block me, to stop me, or to scare me away, prevent me, put fear in me, to stop me from going forward. But I still went forward. So that's when the wolf started stalking me, and this was like a form of Satan. Whenever I woke up from this dream, I I, I was like, man, I had to look up, like, do dogs makes the sounds of cows? And I looked it up, and I saw a video on YouTube. You can type it in right now. The sound of a wolf crying, and that's the exact same sound I heard. It almost sounds like a cow mooing. Okay, and this, when he ran me, this was like it was almost like a goat. This was a sign of Satan trying to stop me, but something was preventing him from being able to attack me. It's like I had protection around me, and that cloth, that white cloth, that was like a third of a way up. Remember, whenever Satan fell from heaven, and he was cast out of heaven, he took a third of the angels with him. Okay, this white cloth was like a whenever we are called on the last day of judgment, we will be given white robes. Okay, for those that will make it into the kingdom. So this was like a cloth of a protection that God had given me. Okay, so as we said before, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. These were the dogs, these evil spirits, the Satan, these demons that were trying to stop me from doing the will of God. Okay? Now, the only other dream I've had with dogs in them, I didn't have any other dreams with wolves, but dogs in them, is I saw two wounded dogs. This was a form of evil spirits being wounded. Okay? So whenever you see dogs like laying on the ground, like dead or wounded, this can be a form of evil spirits that may have perished from other people, or maybe they perished from trying to attack you. Okay. So guys, I hope this has edified you. Guys, whenever you see wolves or dogs in the dreams, pay attention to the other things that are going on around the dreams. This could be a prophecy of things to come. This can be a warning sign for you of the things that you may face, and to maybe even to keep going, keep progressing, get past these. Okay, so pay attention to signs and the way these things are formed in your dreams. Okay. For me, like I said before, it was a form of evil spirits trying to block me, stop me from doing God's will, and then Satan trying to stalk me and prevent me from doing God's will as well. But I had protection from him, and he could not attack me. And he's crying like a little baby, like a little baby, because he can't attack me, can't stop me from doing God's will. Okay. If these type of dreams are happening to you, make sure you rise up and pray. Just like I would tell you in any other deceptive dream or satanic dream that Satan tries to give you, or warnings, even from God, make sure you rise up and pray. You can say the Lord's Prayer, and then you can go into your prayer points. Okay. Love to all you guys. God bless you. Have a nice one.